Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday. We are live. How's everybody's weekend? If you're joining me for the first time, my name's Ariella. I'm a realtor just outside of the Philly area. So we cover Philly burbs. My husband and I are a team, and we built a business based on cold calling. So we started on strictly for sale by owners, moved over to expireds, and now mostly do circle prospecting. So it's September, so we're almost in last quarter, which means that any calls I make right now, new fresh generated leads, are likely building a pipeline for 2026 and even some 2027, believe it or not, which is wild. I'm going to be on Mojo today. I'll do a 3-line dialer, and then I'm circle prospecting today. So I'm calling a really close by neighborhood in my area. So my goal with circle prospecting is to not be in my car more than like 10 or 15 minutes. And I want to choose areas that are highly desired based on school district and just the area, amenities around it. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. So let's get started. It feels like like a Monday, right? It's very Monday today. That's what I say when there's just a lot of things going on. So let's see here. Okay, and I'm gonna do a 3-line dialer. All 3 lines will be 3 different numbers, so it'll rotate it as we call through. So let's see here. I'm just finding my list here. Okay. Select all, power dial, entire list. I'm going to switch around one of my numbers because I think it was coming up as spam before. So let's see. Okay. If you are joining me, what's up? What are you doing? Are you making calls? Are you calling this afternoon? Or are you a new realtor that's maybe considering calling and your palms are sweaty with just the idea of picking up the phone? Feel free to listen to some of the conversations, listen to the hangups, listen to the people mad at me. 80% of your calls will be mad people. There's going to be
your number can be found in the dialing box.
A small percentage of people that
you are now logged into the Mojo dialer. Please press the start button on your screen to begin calling.
Okay. Right, let's start. I was away mid-August for 2 weeks, and before I went away, the pickup rate was bad. Like, Charles?
Hey, this is Alex.
Oh, hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
I get the feeling that you're not Charles, so I don't know if I've got the wrong number.
Cool. Oh, no. I am. I'm Charles Alex. So if you're looking for Charles, you got the right person.
Oh, okay. Got it. Well, listen, I know I'm calling you just totally out of the blue. You weren't expecting a call from me. My name's Ariella. Would I totally ruin your Monday if I told you I was just a realtor cold calling?
Oh, well, I'm not in the market for buying or selling a house, so.
No worries. I figured it was probably a long shot. I guess before you hang up, I don't suppose you have any neighbors here you want to see me get rid of, do you? Hung up. He was pleasant until he found out I was a realtor. So this is the perfect example of somebody that I do not want to talk to because they have zero interest in doing anything. So on to the next one. And they just bought it a couple of years ago. So goodbye. But I got a contact. It's one no closer to a yes. Let's get hung up on more.
Hello.
Hi, Elaine? Hello? Eileen?
Wrong number. Hang up.
I'm sorry about that. I must be way off here. Well, so I think I said her name wrong. Elaine, Eileen, dang it. If you get the name wrong, they're probably disinterested. Sometimes people answer when I don't expect it, which is so stupid because I'm on a dialer. I should be expecting people to pick up the phone, but sometimes it still catches me off guard. And I look at their name and I'm like dyslexic. I freaking say the name wrong. It's so stupid. Nope, hang up.
Hang up first.
I know, that was so stupid. Why wouldn't you just hang up? Where it's like playing chicken. Who's gonna hang up first? Oh, whatever, lady. You just bought it. You're not going nowhere. Oh, you didn't just buy it. You had it since 78.
That was her.
That was so Elaine. I don't know. All right. I am not going to trash her. I am just going to save her for a different calling session. She's not my person today. She's not my person.
You have reached the Covington family. We can't come to the phone right now. Hello?
Hi, I don't know if I've got the wrong number. I was looking for the owner of Hearth Place here. I'm just going to totally ruin your Monday. Would you be mad if I told you I was just a realtor?
Oh, no, we're not interested in selling.
Yeah, I figured it was a long shot. I guess you don't have any neighbors here you want to see me get rid of, do you?
No.
Got it. No worries. I appreciate you taking my call, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty, you take care. Bye-bye. Okay.
Please leave a message after the tone.
I just got a call back, but I don't know who it is, so I'll have to look that up later.
09. Can't take your...
It's probably somebody super mad. They usually like to call back and leave angry voicemails. Let's see. They left a voicemail, but I can't play it while I'm on the dialer. Hello?
Please leave your message for...
Tim Hannon.
Okay. Let's go pickups.
Hi, you've reached Kevin Dowell at KD2 Architects. Please leave your name and a message.
That was the wrong person. What's everybody seeing in their market right now? I'm curious if you are joining me. What are you seeing in your market? Is it a seller's market, buyer's market? How many
But if you leave your name,
how many
and
months
number,
of inventory do you have? We're still seeing more of a seller's market, I think, than a buyer's at this point. Like we just had a listing that never even made it to the open house. We had 2 offers.
Hi, you've reached Cindy. Please.
Seller accepted it because it was attractive enough that they didn't feel the need to go. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Crystal. Hello.
Who are you calling?
I was calling for Crystal, but maybe I have the wrong number.
Oh, you have the wrong number, yes.
Oh,
There's no
God.
Crystal here.
Yeah, no worries. You
Glass
take care.
window if you.
What was that?
Bye-bye.
What the fuck she was talking about? I probably called her by her daughter's name, Crystal. She didn't sound like a Crystal. Let's see. There was someone trolling on my YouTube channel when I had said that I couldn't like pronounce somebody's name. They thought that I was, what did they say? What did they call me? I can't remember. They thought that I was like offending them or I was being racist. It was the strangest thing I've ever heard. Sometimes I just don't know how to pronounce names. Don't knock me for it. It's a lot of pressure calling, making sure that I say the right name, make sure I pronounce the right street they're on. Anyway, I'm curious what you guys are seeing in your market. I'm curious what the next couple months are going to bring or what even like last quarter is going to bring into our marketplace. Okay.
This is completely chic events and design. I can't take your call right now.
2, 1.
There's a lot of voicemails today. A lot going on.
hello, Jim Devlin.
Jim, this is Ariella. I know you weren't expecting a call from me, but would I totally ruin your Monday if I told you I was just a realtor?
If you're what? I'm sorry.
Would I totally ruin your Monday if I told you I was just a realtor cold calling?
A realtor cold calling, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Would I mess up your Monday?
And what is the cold call in relation to?
Yeah, I'll keep it brief. And I figured this is probably a long shot, but I don't suppose there were any future plans on considering a move if it made sense. Were there?
Nah, I wouldn't say in the near future, you know what I mean? May I ask why you ask?
You absolutely may ask, and I would probably want to know the same thing if the shoe were on my foot. I think that's reasonable. So I'm a realtor in the area. I also reside in Central Buck School District, and we just don't have a ton of inventory. And so I was calling to see if anyone had any future. I mean, when I say future, it's unlikely that anyone already has boxes packed up. I'm thinking if something's going to happen in the next 12 to 24 months, or if you're just going to say, listen, we still got kids in school and we're still here for another 10 years.
No, it's without too much detail, right? But just FYI, I appreciate the way you're handling the call. So here goes. So right now, my wife and I, we've been there for, 29 years, and we raised our family. We are now officially empty nesters.
Okay.
And so, all of our children are fully educated young adults, and as I like to say, they're out in the world and their consequences are their own. So
I love that.
Yeah, right. And so we're just both my wife and I both work full time, and it wouldn't be, terribly honest to say we never talk about it. Of course we do from time to time, but I think when we were doing it, kind of like, hey, what would it look like and how would we do it and all that, we both agreed that yes, at some point we would like to do the proverbial, go elsewhere and maybe downsize it, you know what I mean? But then you start saying, well, when would that happen? How would that happen? That type of thing. And, right now we're saying, okay, that's probably, it may not be over the horizon, but we're thinking that it's on the horizon. I'm not trying to be clever or anything. It's just, okay. Yeah,
Sure.
That's probably something we need to think about, but we're not right now motivated to kind of do anything right now. Is that responsive? Is that helpful?
Yeah. I actually really appreciate you taking the time to share that all with me. And I think that there are a lot of homeowners in a similar position. If they think about moving, most of the time, right now at least, it's a lateral move. And financially, it just doesn't make sense to go through that chaos. And so I think a lot of things need to line up for anybody to even consider a move. And so I totally respect your position. I guess the idea of moving at some point in the future, I mean, do you see yourselves relocating or staying in the Bucks County area?
It's a great question, and it's something that we haven't gnawed out. We're our one child who's married, right? So she's married. Her and her husband, they live in Arlington, Virginia. We have another daughter who lives in, city of Philadelphia, and yet another daughter who is actually an elementary school teacher in the Central Buck School District. So we're like, okay, well, as my wife says, I'd like to know a little bit of, is that where they're going to, I wouldn't say permanent, nothing in life is quote unquote permanent, but she was just like, well, if all of a sudden she wakes up one day and, her children are moving south into Mason-Dixon, which is not a pipe dream because all of my children went to school in the south.
Oh,
and indeed,
how funny.
My one child who actually lives in Philadelphia lived in Arlington, down the street from where her sister lives, for 4 years after she got out of school. She went to school in Virginia. And so, she moves back to Philadelphia. My middle daughter, she was a Clemson and a UVA girl. She has her PhD, and she wound up working in Washington, D.C., and got married, and they live in Arlington. So it's just like, holy shit.
Well, it's so fun. it's so interesting hearing this. So my husband and I have 3 kids, and we always, and they're younger, but we always joke around and we say, what do we do if they all end up in 3 different states? And I always say, and I'm curious what my viewpoint will be years down the line, but I always say we're going to sell everything off, get an RV, and just travel on their properties. This is what I always say.
I did the RV thing too. I'll be honest with you. I was just like, well, why don't we just do the RV thing? And it was a little bit of a, I don't know how you call it, like a pipe dream, but I wasn't quote unquote 100% serious. But I was just like, how would that work? At least I did that part of it. But in terms of one thing, and I'm not trying to, whatever, you don't know me from Adam, but I'll tell you that. So when I had 3 girls, and when they went to school, my first one went to James Madison in more or less like Southern Virginia, if you have a feel for that. And my other 2 both went to school in South Carolina. But it's funny, same state, but radically different, because my middle daughter went to Clemson. She's a Clemson Tiger. She got her undergrad and her master's at Clemson. And my youngest daughter, who's an elementary school teacher, she wound up going to college at Charleston, and that's right on the coast. And it's so funny, it's like Pennsylvania, right? You live in our area, but you go out to Pittsburgh, and it's different. They think of themselves as Midwesterners.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
So,
yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're
My principal to come over to Jamison. He had known her, and he wanted her to come because he was going over to Jamison, and he needed to fill a hole in 6th grade.
Got
and
it.
She's been doing 6th grade now for a couple of years, and it's just hysterical. When she wasn't married, she'd come home like those early years, and she'd tell us this. Did she start in the pandemic year or the year before? But she had to do the remote in the pandemic, and she had kindergartners in the pandemic.
That's so tough.
And she would actually go to the school. She would conduct online classes with kindergartners. And the stories she would tell, the one thing that sticks in my mind to this day is she would mute them, you know what I mean? She could teach, she would mute them. And one of them figured out how to unmute and unmuted everything.
Oh my God.
I said, these people did what?
That's hysterical. Kids are funny. I mean, I can see that being quite comical.
They're so fast, and they're so fast with the technology, because they don't know anything. They're just embracing it. You know what I mean? That's just who they are, little guys.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, Jim, I've really enjoyed our conversation. I know you have no idea who I am. I'm a total stranger. I guess.
Yeah.
Would it offend you if I stayed in touch if that day does come 12 to 24 months? I mean, would you be totally against having a conversation with me?
No. Don't talk to anybody.
Okay.
I can give you my email address if you want. You can put it in your contact.
to do anything right now. I mean,
Yeah.
when would it make sense for you to hear back from me?
Oh, Lord. I don't want to lead you down the primrose path. I would say not for another year right now. But Mrs. Devlin could change her mind and say, hey, I've changed my mind. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
as
Hey,
you can tell,
she
I'm
might
not in control of that decision.
She might say she might be onto
funny.
this RV life, and then you might be living this pipe dream.
No. Trust me on that one. No. He looks at me and says, no, and hell no. I'll leave you with this. It's a true story. A guy, he was my friend, but he was actually my boss, my supervisor for a lot of years. And we became friends, right? Okay. So he walks in one day and he says, I'm moving. I said, okay, where you going? I thought he meant like an office or something. I swear to God I did. He goes, no. I sold my house. I said, what? He goes, yeah, I sold it. He goes, we got a letter in the mail making an offer for our property. It was a great offer. We validated the bona fides, all this stuff, and he said they wanted to settle fast because they had young kids. They wanted to do the school thing, and we were like, okay. You know, he's older than me. He was about 5 years older than me. And I said, no way. I said, that's no way. And he goes, I'm telling you. And so he did it. It's a true story, right? So my wife and I were talking, not about that per se. You know, this goes back some time. But one thing is, you know, I always say to her, I was like, well, if you got the letter in the mail, what would you do?
I love this question.
Right? And she said, well, it'd have to be a hell of an offer. I said, yes, but is it dismissed out of hand irrespective of that? She goes, no, I wouldn't say that, which I was shocked, to be honest with you. I really was, because I didn't think she would be inclined to that. So, but, you know, stranger things have happened, right? So, that's a true story. And that's why I always say to her, so like when you're saying, well, when? I go, I don't know, it's like it's a letter in the mail. You know?
How funny. I mean, I believe it.
Yeah,
things like that do
It's
happen.
a true story. Yeah. And then he said, I said, well, where are you going? Like this. And he goes, we're not sure yet. Like, what? He goes, well, I'm going to get storage. Put everything in storage. A private little apartment. I don't know if that was a Monday, by Friday, or even the next Monday. Yeah, we found a place. Oh, cool. We got an apartment. No. We found a place. It's 55 and older. It's great. We're going to move in. I'm like, oh my God, my head's spinning. And he wasn't like this type to do that. You know, he was very methodical, you know, thoughtful, very careful in planning and all that. And I'm like, whoa. You know what I mean? He goes, well, you know, he said, I don't know. He goes, I guess it happened. And he says, I'm just going with it. And he did it. In fact, he hurt his knee moving. He was in rehab because he was moving so fast.
Oh my God. Listen, this guy, you know, he was living on the edge.
Yeah, but you know, he checked everything out. He was methodical. He had, you know, wasn't a scam. It wasn't. Yeah, it was all quote unquote on the up and up. And he went to settlement. They showed up. Done deal. You know what I mean? And I said, well, we're looking to sell. I remember saying, he goes, no.
Oh, that's so
They were
funny.
childhood sweethearts. They literally grew up on the street with each other and all that. So,
Oh my
you know,
goodness, that's
they
hysterical.
and all that. He said, we built this little house. It was a modest house, and he added on over the years. So he's literally the prototypical, you know, the house grew with the family type of thing. And like us, you know, my middle daughter married her sweetheart too. Her husband lived a couple doors away. He's been around since he was 16.
Oh my gosh. You don't hear that happening that often anymore. Yep. That's so endearing. I love that.
He showed up at her. I remember because it was just like my head was exploding because they were having a Sweet 16 party at our house. We had a pool, and all the girls are screaming. Like, what the fuck is going on like that? And I'm looking, I'm like, what is that? And she's like, there's a boy here. I said, yeah, I know, I can see those boys. She goes, no. The Nick's here. And I'm like, that's it. Well, Shannon has a crush on me.
Oh my gosh, how funny is that? And you know what? I love that you remember this so vivid. Like the way that you're describing this makes me like feel like I'm living it through it with you. So that's very sweet. I've really enjoyed this and
been around.
This is great.
Hey, if I get the letter in the mail, or if you have somebody who wants to give me a letter and make an outrageous offer, we'll absolutely consider it.
Sure. It sounds like it.
I'll put my hand out and ask one of my bids. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean, and either way, I mean, I enjoy this conversation. And if one day, you and your wife decide to even consider it, I hope that I'm lucky enough to earn your business.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it. I appreciate the call and I enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Jim. I'll talk to you soon. I'll get that email out to you.
All right.
Okay.
I'll see you.
All righty.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh my gosh. He was so sweet. He was so sweet. All right. Who's still on here? Matt, what's up? How are you? Are you calling? Are you doing an afternoon call? I feel like I took a break and now I'm here. Well, not really a break. I was away, but that was a sweet conversation. They are a very long-term nurture kind of people, but he was super nice that I almost wonder, like, some people are just nice and they like to stay on the phone and hang on the phone. So I don't know if that's what was happening, but I'm going to put him on a cold situation. Okay. Captured an email address. It's one of these things where like they are moving. It's on, they're there. They just don't know the logistics. How, when, so a conversation like that can take me anywhere from like really 12 to 24 months to even maybe set up a meeting. They don't have like a real time frame, but I could certainly put them in this like Rolodex of future people or future sellers. I think what I want to do is just build out this whole, like my own MLS, right? You just got a lead, put you on pause while I was talking, catching up. Hello?
Hi, you've reached the voicemail of Nick Lofato. Please leave a message and I'll be sure to return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
Nope. Nice lead, dude. Are you circling? Or who are you calling? That's amazing. I'm so hard on myself of who I consider a lead, right? Like this person I just talked to, they're going to be selling at some point, right? He said, I don't know, maybe call me back in 12 months. So they don't have a timeline, but he was open to having a conversation. He gave me his email address, but like when I look at like my spreadsheet, I don't consider my conversation a lead. Like
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
It was a great conversation. I'm just hard on myself. Yes, emails are where it's at. Mostly because my initial email is kind of like an introduction. So it's kind of like, hey, here's my resume. And then I attach a video. And the video is basically saying that, it's basically about marketing, but it's saying a lot of realtors will tell you what you want to hear.
Been forwarded to voicemail.
If we ever get the opportunity to meet, I hope I could be 100% honest with you. In the meantime, I've linked up my resume. Feel free to take a look at that. Hope to connect with you in the future. Something like that. And now I've capture the email address and I could put them on either some kind of drip, or I can create this arsenal of just future sellers. So in other words, if we have a buyer in the future and they're like, hey, I'm looking for a house that is, here are the specs, 3-bedroom, 2-bath in this area, I could literally go on my follow-up boss, run all those tags, because I have my assistant that tags everybody. So she'll tag them the specs of their house. I can filter that, and then I'm going to have an arsenal of people that I could just call through. So email addresses are, I'm not a fan of getting an email address just to get an email address. There has to be some decent conversation. They say they want to move next year. They have a realtor they might work with, but they were fine with me mailing my card and texting. That's awesome. I would stay on top of that. I don't know if you already do this, but I recommend putting yourself on a neighborhood search for their neighborhood. Let yourself see that once a month, and then email them monthly so that they know that you have a pulse on their neighborhood. I love doing that because I'll say, hey, I know you're probably not ready to move, but have you seen what's been going on in your neighborhood? And then I'll dissect each property and say, this has been sitting on for this many days. Or they got more than their list price.
Oh.
Hi, Leanne. Hello.
Who's this?
This is Ariella. I know.
Hi, who's this?
This is Ariella. I know you weren't expecting a call from me. I don't know. Would I totally mess up your Monday if I told you I was just a realtor calling you?
I'm not interested. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. You have a good one. Not interested. Did they ever call you back, hon?
No.
Mm-hmm. So after I capture an email address, they automatically get my resume and a video. And then I text them for my personal number and say, hey, just wanted to check if you got my email. So that's literally like 3 touch points in 10 or 15 minutes. So it's a phone call. They got an email from me. Now they're going to get a text.
Hello? I can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave a detailed message, I'll get back to you as soon as I return. Thank you.
This individual is also going to get a thank you card. So then I will pre-schedule a text or an email, but probably a text. I'll pre-schedule it a week out and just say, hey, Jim, just wanted to make sure you got my note in the mail. So it's literally 4 touches in like a week. And then I'll probably put myself on a neighborhood search. Yeah, I would. Basically, I have like a handful of properties of prospects that I'm, trying to earn business from. And I get emails once a month, and it takes time to really dissect those emails. So I just, it's one of the days I just do follow-ups. And I think it's a great way for them to know, that you're staying on top of them. And it's probably one of my favorite emails because it's not like the generic weekly emails that people do. So I love that. So I'm going to text this guy right now. It's Ariella. Do I have regular schedule for when you call? So I have them segmented out. If they say, hey, call me in 6 months, I'll cut that time in half and call them. Or if they say, call me in 12 months, I'll cut that time in half and they'll hear from me in 6 months. But I typically am still sending them like a monthly email. Or I put them on, I have HomeBot, which is basically like a service that helps determine like market evaluations for properties. It's a lot higher end than like a Zestimate, and it's not always accurate, but that gives them a monthly report. But I like that because they see different options. They see how much they could get if they rent their house, how much equity they have, if they want to maybe pull out some equity, how they can leverage that. So I pay monthly for HomeBot, so they get that, but then they'll get a personal email from me. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But I will be honest, I mean, follow-up is probably the thing that I need the most work in, right? It's so easy to pick up the phone and call strangers, but then calling people sometimes feels like a struggle that I already spoke to. Okay, so I just texted that guy. Do you have a regular schedule for when you circle prospect?
I can't get to the phone right now. Please
Do you mean like a schedule for when I'm calling, like during the day? If that's what you mean. I'm usually more later morning anymore. I used to get on the phones by 8:00 to call the expireds. Now I've kind of been liking not having to be on the phone so early. So I'm usually like anywhere between like 10 to 12, I'd say is probably my sweet spot. And I only call for like an hour or so a day. But I'm going to be picking that up now that my kids are back in school. I always say that fourth quarter is like grinding season because every realtor is like done for the year. They're like ready for the holidays. They're just totally checked out. So I still want to make sure that my foot is on the gas. So I am probably going to be upping that to 2 hours a day, strictly circling. And then my plan is to hire an ISA before the end of the year. So I still have like a lot of systems I need to tighten up though, that I think are going to hold me back from hiring an ISA. I hope that answered your question, if that was your question. And if not, I hope somebody got some nuggets out of that.
Please leave your name and
Hi there.
Been forwarded to voicemail.
All right, see you, Matt. Timus, how are you? Thanks for joining. I am mostly strictly circle prospect at this point. I still have an MLS search set up for myself personally for any expired listings so that I can look at it. But I will say that I've really tightened it up, meaning I'm only looking at like a very small radius at a particular price point before I decide if I want to pick up the phone and call an expired. I was successfully calling expired for about 2 years, and that was like 80% of my business, and it was great. But I just hello. Hi, Michael. Michael, this is Ariella. I know you weren't expecting a call from me, but would I totally ruin your Monday if I told you I was just a realtor calling you?
I mean, it wouldn't ruin my Monday, but I would be confused as to why a realtor is calling me.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I'd probably think the same thing. Would it be a long shot to say that you probably have zero plans to make any moves from the... I figured so. I guess you don't have any neighbors there you want to see me get rid of, do you?
No. But
but there'll probably be some houses coming on the market in a few years in the neighborhood.
I bet. What makes you say
Some
that?
older people.
Okay.
There's some older people that
Got
probably
it.
won't stay forever.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Well, makes sense. I appreciate you taking my call, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, okay?
You too.
Alrighty, take care. Okay. Sorry. So what I was saying is I don't really do expireds anymore. I think that I've started to not like their psychology the same way that I don't really love working with FSBOs anymore. So I literally just go through these phases. I went from strictly FSBOs to strictly expireds. And now I'm probably like 90-ish% strictly circle prospecting, or doing what I call like bullseye prospecting, which is where I narrow down the neighborhood of narrow down a neighborhood of where I sold at, because I have a little bit more rapport, obviously, in a community that I sold in. So I hope that answers your questions. However, I do think that expired listings have helped momentum, have definitely helped, I think, in some success we've had. So I won't knock expireds. They work when you work them out. Are you cold calling already, or what are you up to?
Forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Again, press any
All right,
key.
so I've been calling for 45 minutes. One dude kept me on the phone for probably 15 of that. And I've got 7 contacts. Not too bad. I'd like to see this at least 10 before my hour is up.
A message after the tone.
So you are, but that's right. You're in the Poconos. You're with Keller. Right. So you're just a couple hours from me. You started a couple months ago. Well, welcome to the roller coaster of real estate. What made you get into real estate?
Call has been forwarded to it.
Yep, I'm using Mojo with other dialers. What do you like about Mojo? Thinking of going with one of these dialers. Mojo's great. I think it's user friendly. I have 3 lines here, but I should mention that I also have Enzo. You never see me prospect with Enzo because for some reason when I stream live and I'm on Enzo, nobody can hear me. Enzo is up to like a 14-line dialer. It's not as pretty as Mojo, meaning it's like bare bones, and you're on a 14-line dialer. So it's like boom, 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 boom.
2, 1, 5,
It is definitely
7,
more
9.
efficient. However, I feel like there's more glitches with it than Mojo. So if it were up to me, if Enzo was like a little bit more cleaned up with less issues, I'd be on Enzo all day long. I think I could get like, I don't know, 15 to 20 contacts in an hour. And that to me is...
Hello?
Hi, Mark.
Yes.
Mark, this is Ariella. I know you probably think this is a cold call, and it is. I'm just a realtor, and would I totally ruin your Monday if I told you I was just a realtor calling you?
Would that ruin my day?
Yeah.
No, guess not.
Okay, I guess.
What's this about?
Yeah, I'll keep it super brief, and I realize this is probably a long shot, but the future plans on considering a move if it made sense, were there?
No, actually, I am. They just poured a foundation. We're in the middle of putting an addition on it.
Ah, good for you. That sounds great. Well, then certainly.
Yeah, well, it's an in-law. It's an in-law suite, so not too exciting.
I see. Okay, so circumstances ended up having you put this addition on. I see.
Yeah, I'm gonna be stuck in this house as long as as long as we need that in-law suite. So
I get it.
it'll be a long time before we move.
Sure. Totally reasonable. I guess before I let you go, you don't have any neighbors over there you want to see me get rid of, do you?
Not anymore. No. We got a pretty good neighborhood.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm happy to hear that. I wish you all the best on this edition and enjoy the rest of the week, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Hey, you take care. Bye-bye.
All right. You too. Bye.
He didn't sound too thrilled about having his in-laws there. He's like, I'm going to be here forever. Before I let you go, you don't really like to get rid of. Had everyone in my office rolling the other day when I shared a video. That's awesome. People love that. Actually, I love saying, hello?
Hi, you've reached the Burtons. Please leave a message.
There's a lot of people that are like,
Please leave a message and we will return.
super dry on the phone. And I feel like that is the one question that just like breaks the ice. Or some people will be like, no, I'm gonna be here until the day that I die. And I'll be like, well, do you have any idea when that might be? And then I just like stay quiet. And one of two things happen. They crack up because they get my sense of humor, or they're mad. And either way, I don't care because they're not selling. It does bring down their walls. I think that's
It's a voicemail.
I think that's what it is about calling. Like, you can't take this too seriously because you're really going to hate your job. Like, you're really going to have a hard time. But I commend you for being a couple months into the industry and already cold calling. Like, that's amazing. There's so many realtors that just delay the idea of even cold calling.
The person you're trying to reach is not available.
I think it just has to do with personality. Like, I'll call all day long. You won't catch my husband calling ever. He'll be like, can you call this person? Their house came off the market. So
Leave a message.
I think it's just personality. And just putting the work in. I'm curious, what made you even want to get into real estate? Is this like a second career for you? I'm just always so curious. Okay, so you joined real estate because your ex-girlfriend challenged you and you like a challenge. You've been in the family business for too long and just wanted something new. Well, good for you. Listen, if you like a challenge, you chose the right industry, let me tell you. So does that mean that your ex-girlfriend challenged you to leave a family business and get into real estate? Oh, and she's a realtor at the same office. Are you guys back together? Give me some tea now. Or are you like, yo, I'm going to challenge you and sell more houses than you? This is so funny. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Theodore?
Yes.
Theodore, this is Ariella. And listen, I know you weren't expecting a call from me, but would I totally ruin your Monday if I told you I was just a realtor calling you?
Probably.
Is that because you don't like
We're not in no
realtors?
need for one right now. We're sitting tight. Thanks anyway, though.
Hey, no worries. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. I would have ruined his Monday. That's all good. We're sitting tight for now. When people say that, that's like, oh, You're going to move at some point. Let me see how long you've been in this house. Let me see. Yeah, so I mean, if you like a challenge, you have chose the right industry. If you like roller coasters too, this is the right industry. I'm being facetious, but it's just a hard, I think it's harder than a lot of people make it out to be. But then I think those that are successful in real estate, I mean, what I will say is real estate has completely changed the trajectory of my life, of my mindset, of my kids' life, like just everything. So I think that if people know how to ride the wave, I mean, and be up for a challenge and be totally okay with rejection, then you've come to the right place. But it's not easy by any means. So have you started calling? Did you pick up the phone yet? Are you at like analysis paralysis between trying to decide on like a dialer?
Sorry, I missed your call. Leave a message.
It's a voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the
Hello? Mary?
Hello, this is Frank. Sorry, I missed your call.
So Tima says it's harder than, hello?
This is Jill Bigman. Please leave a message.
It's harder than you thought it would be. You've had a few flat tires along the way with promising leads, people under a contract that changed their plans at last minute, but such is life. I mean, that is true. I think that real estate's really good at building resilience. And I agree with you. I think it's a lot harder than people think. I think it should be talked about more of how hard it is. Especially people that need to generate leads, right? For seasoned agents, you know, it's this compound effect. You don't mind the calling, the work, getting all the needed information to make the calls is exhausting. So this is my reason for contemplating. Yeah, I could understand that. Mojo, and if you do end up calling expireds and or FSBOs, you can get that option in Mojo and it'll just feed directly into your dialer every morning. Do you plan on doing mostly expireds, or what's your like source? I mean, you could do both, right? Like before I did mostly circle, I would do expireds and circle in the same day, just so I had a little bit of like now business and then future pipeline business. And like I said, like I won't hesitate to pick up the phone and call an expired if I think it fits my criteria, because it's, you know, it could still be a quick turnaround or quick business, but it just, hello? Pam? Hello? I don't know where I put my pen. This is what I do. I lose my pens all the time. Real estate's exactly what I'm looking for. I love the idea of helping, building long-lasting relationships. Yeah. Hello?
SPOK.
I mean, if that... Hello?
Hi, can I help you?
Hi, Brian.
No, you have the wrong number.
Oh, hey, I'm so sorry about that. I don't suppose you're the... Right. Wrong number. Found myself working with expired listings because that's what stuck my foot into first. Yeah. Listen, I think, like I said, I think expireds are great. I did them strictly for like 2 years, built a super successful expired business. Hello? Eric?
Yes.
Oh, I was looking for Eric, but you don't sound like Eric. Am I way off?
No, I'm his wife.
Oh, got it. I don't know if you can help me out or not. This is Ariella, and I know you weren't expecting a call from me. Would I totally ruin your Monday if I told you I was just a realtor calling you?
Oh. So we're not in a position, I take it this is about selling our house?
Potentially. I know it's a long shot.
Right. So I'm not sure we're ready to do that right now, but we will be in doing it, I would say, in a couple of years, or within a couple of years. So my husband's actually in the hospital right now, so it's not the greatest time to have this discussion. But
I'm sorry.
This
Okay.
is my number, and maybe you and I can start the conversation and then bring him in the loop, because he knows I'm interested in selling in 27.
Okay, fair enough. Well, let's
But
do. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, maybe things will. I'm still working, and so there are different elements that necessitate protracting out to 27. But things might change. You never know. So don't give up on us.
Yeah.
And maybe you and I can touch base maybe in October and start that conversation.
Yeah, fair enough. And I'm sorry. What is your first name?
Kyle, K-Y-L-E.
K-Y-L-E. Okay. And what I could do if you'd like, I know you don't know who I am. I'm a complete stranger. I'm happy to just send you a quick email. You could put a face to our conversation.
Sure.
And then when I call you next month, at least you'll know who I am. Would that be fair?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Kyle,
Yeah.
what's the best email for you typically?
So this is all lowercase. Kyle.Evans.
I know you probably have a lot of things that you're taking care of right now, and I hope all is well with your husband. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much. I
You
appreciate
got it.
that.
Talk to you very soon. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ariel.
Bye, Kyle. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was a super sexy lead. That is a lead, my friends. I'm very hard on myself between leads. That is a lead. She's making a move. She's thinking 2027, maybe sooner. She asked me to call her back in October, and then maybe her and I can start a conversation and then loop in her husband. Bingo. All right. That was a super sexy lead. Super duper sexy. Okay. Like I said, calls right now are building didn't I say, but leads right now are building pipeline for 2026 and even 2027. That was super, super good. Okay. So I got to clean this up. The only thing I didn't gain that I wish I had is her motivation. She did say that her husband knows that she wants to move. So it's definitely a conversation that they had. Let me adjust her. This is her cell phone number. Okay. Her name is Kyle, and that is what confused me. K-Y-L-E. Okay. Let's see. I got to clean up my notes here. Okay. So today's date is the 2025. All right, let me just finish these notes here. By 2027 or sooner. Husband is in the hospital, so not great time. timing. Call me back in October. Call me back in October so we can start the conversation and loop in husband. Okay. Post, and I'm going to put her under a warm lead because if I'm going to be talking to her, she might not want to do anything just yet, but I got to get her on my radar. Okay. So my hour is up, but I'm going to do one more because if you know me and if you've been watching, I always do the power of one more, meaning that when I'm done, I just wait for one more contact, just one more. And then I feel like, all right, cool, I can wrap it up. But I got the contacts I wanted. I've been on for an hour. I got 10 contacts and a lead. So I'm not mad at that. What days do I go live and at what time is it random? You know, this probably goes against every like YouTuber because I don't have consistency. I'll be honest. Hello?
The person you're trying to reach is
I'm consistent with my calling. I'm not consistent with coming on here. I would say I'm on 2 to 4 times a week, and it's usually late morning. So our time, EST. I usually start anywhere between like 9 to 10-ish, and I'm on for about an hour or so. But I've also done about an hour and a half or 2. I guess pop your notifications on, and then you'll get I think you get an email once I go live. But you can always watch the replay, and I try my hardest to get back to people if they have questions. Who knows? Maybe this YouTube thing will be something at some point, and then I'm going to have to a heck of a lot be more consistent. So
the person you're trying to reach.
We shall see. But you should be calling when I'm calling so that you feel like you're motivated. When you got something going on, throw it in the chat. Like if you got a lead or if you got some shitty call, any of that, drop it in. Hello?
Hi, you reached Angela. I think that's to the phone right now. We'll leave it.
All right, power of one more. We just need one more. And then I feel like, okay, I'm good for the day. I've watched most of your videos already. Oh, I'm flattered. Thank you. I enjoy the flow of your videos. And please take it easy on your secret team. Will do. My secretary. Got it. But yeah, no, I'm usually on like 2 to 4 times a week. All right, one more. Usually when I say the power of one more, like I'm able to get a pickup shortly after, but now the pickups have slowed down. I got 2 thank you cards to go out. So I do a thank you card, goes right in the mail. And then I add one of 2 things in there. So I'm either adding a $1 lottery ticket, or I'm adding a packet of seeds of like forget-me-not.
So you've reached Carly Pervin. Leave me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Usually the lottery tickets go out for a hotter lead where I'm basically saying, thanks so much for your time. I hope I'm lucky enough to get the opportunity to earn your trust. Or if it's a longer term nurture, it's one of those like, hey,
to this number are
hey, forget me not. Let's kind of stay in touch. We're creeping up on fall here, so I don't know if I'll send these as much, but it might be a nice little like pick me up for people like me who hate the winter and probably shouldn't be living in a state where there is winters here. But here we are. Hello?
I'm unable to answer your call, but please leave a message right after it.
Yes, you are so welcome. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate. Pop them in the comment section and I'm happy to answer them. Hello?
2, 1.
Come on, baby. Just one more. Okay. Hello?
Available. At the tone, please.
Dang, what the heck?
So you've reached the Bodie body where
Leave me a message and I will get back to you as soon.
How did that?
you've reached Connor Wright.
I need one more thing.
I don't know, I'm just waiting for his message.
Oh, and the agent just texted me that they have another showing today. Did you want to wait till I'm off this?
Yeah, because you have a relationship with her, so I just want to keep you on.
This is... Gabrielle?
Again.
Do you mind just jotting that down for me?
Been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone.
Dang, come on, just one more. What the heck? Take me like 10 minutes to get another pickup. Hello?
Again. Press any.
Hello?
You have reached 215-794.
Hello, Marie?
Hello?
Oh, hi. I was looking for Marie, but you don't sound like a Marie. Do I have the wrong number?
My wife is Marie. I'm Bill.
Oh, Bill.
I help you with something.
Yeah, Bill, this is Ariella. I know you weren't expecting a call from me, but would I totally ruin your Monday if I told you I was just a realtor?
No, but we already have our house up for sale with the realtor.
Is it up right now?
It will be in a week.
Oh, this is a pure coincidence. I was actually just calling homeowners to see if anyone had any intentions of selling. So this was pure coincidence. Okay.
Yeah, we already signed the paperwork with our realtor, so I'm sorry about that.
No, you don't be sorry. I want to wish you all the best. I hope this thing goes quickly.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hey, you take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. You see, you got to call these circle prospects because they sell. This is just a literally pure coincidence. Okay. Trash. Do not call. Stop. All right. Go make it a productive Monday, you guys. I will likely be back on tomorrow. Take care. If you're watching the replay and if you have any questions, drop them. I will do my best to respond.